For most of my life, I thought I was in control. I thought I was strong enough to handle anything that came at me. And I was wrong. And the day I finally admit that was the day everything changed. This is the part of my story I was the most afraid to tell. This is the one about faith. And whether you believe in anything or not, I'm asking you to stay with me. After I rebuilt my body and after I rebuilt my mind, I still felt it. Something was missing. There was a hole in me that none of it could fill. And for most of my life, I had one way of dealing with that hole. Every time it opened up, every time something hurt, I would run back to the things I enjoyed. The nights out, the women, the friends, the next good feeling. But it never lasted. The pleasure would fade, and I was right back where I started. And then I started to really look at the world around me, not just my own emptiness, but how unfair this whole world really is. Everywhere you turn, it is there. The child who dies for no reason, the good man taken by cancer, the innocent life lost to violence, to cruelty, to evil that makes no sense. One person gets a whole life of peace, and another one gets nothing but suffering through no fault of their own. There is no balance to it. There is no justice you can point to and say, yes, that one is fair. And the weight of all of it finally cracked me open. And it forced two questions on me that I could not escape. If this is all there is, if there is nothing bigger than this world, then where is the justice? Because if it's this unfair here, then it has to be made right somewhere, no? Otherwise, what is the point of any of it? But then I looked at how beautiful and how complex we are. The soul, the love, the things we feel. And I thought, this did not come from an accident. An explosion does not create a soul. A random equation does not create love or search for meaning. Something this complex had to come from somewhere. It had to mean something. So I started asking the real questions. Who created us? Where we come from? What are we here for? Now, I'm a Christian Orthodox. I was baptized when I was a child. And I believed once completely, the way only a child can. And then life happened, the dream life. I was always the strong guy, the one who had it all figured out. And that faith just disappeared for years. Because for a long time, I was an atheist. I bought the biggest lie a man can buy, the one the world is selling everywhere right now. That you are a God on earth, that you answer to no one. That if you just believe in yourself, that is enough. And I believed it, but it is a lie. Because you can do everything right and still lose it all in a blink of an eye. You can lose the people you love, your health, your life, and never see it coming. You do not hold that power, none of us do. I thought I did, and I was a fool to believe it. I had to be broken before I understood that. And only then did the faith come back. When I finally understood what was really missing. It was not the cheap dopamine. It was never the things. It was the connection with people. And how much of it we have lost right now. More than any time I can remember. So I went looking for the greatest example a man could follow. For years, my role models were the billionaires, the millionaires. I thought that was the answer. But I already had a taste of that world. And I can tell you, it left me empty. What really filled me up was something money could never buy. Falling in love, a real moment with a friend, a quiet morning with my mother, the people I would give everything for. Those were the moments that put something alive back inside me, the only ones that ever did. So I asked myself a simple question. Who is the one man who changed humanity more than anyone who ever lived? Not the richest, not the most powerful in his own time, the one whose life still changes people long after he's gone. And the answer came easy. It was Jesus Christ. He had no servants, and yet they called him Master. He had no medicines, and yet they called him Healer. He had no army, and yet kings feared him. He won no battle, and he conquered the world. He committed no crime, and they crucified him anyway. And 2,000 years later, we're still talking about him. He changed everything, not by force, not by fear, but by love alone. So I went looking for myself and I started to read, because I didn't want it handed to me in the same way it was handed when I was a child, mechanical, recited, without any feeling. I started to see it with my own eyes, looking for one honest message. So I opened the Bible, and I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, in the Old Testament, in those old stories, I saw power, and I saw punishment and anger, a God I did not fully recognize. But then I reached Him, Jesus, and everything changed. The love, the forgiveness, the humility. A man who let himself be nailed to a cross and with his last breath said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Who says that? Who forgives like that? I will tell you who. The only one who can love like that is a parent. Think about it. A child commits the worst crime imaginable. He goes to prison. He does the unforgivable. And who is the one person still standing there, still loving him, still waiting for him to come home? His mother, his father. That impossible unconditional love. And that is when it hit me. That is how God loves us. We are all His children, and no matter the mistakes, no matter the sins, He's still there, always ready to forgive, always hoping that we will be back home to Him. So I started watching the story of Jesus and every single miracle. I cried like a child. The joy on the faces of the people He healed, the people He saved, that was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. That kind of love goes beyond anything I could ever imagine. So I changed my role model. I put Him at the center, and I started to follow His teachings, as much as a flawed man can. I'm still a sinner, I still fall, but from the moment I truly let Him into my heart, the strength I have felt, even now, in one of the hardest seasons of my entire life, I have never experienced anything like it. The nights I sat alone at home, with everything falling apart, and I found myself thanking Him. Because if I ask Him to make me stronger, how can I become stronger without the suffering, without the pain? So I stopped questioning it. And after everything I have lived through, I will never again. So I made a decision that day. I surrendered my life to Him completely. He can do with me whatever He wants, and I will be grateful for all of it, because He gave me something I spent my whole life chasing and never found anywhere else. He gave me a purpose, a real one. And that is the reason this channel exists. The body, the mind, the spirit, all of it was leading here. I built this for the man who feels lost, the way I was lost, for the man who feels unseen, for the man who feels alone, because so many of us do right now. I needed you to know that there is something bigger than all of us, always there, always ready to carry you, even when you cannot carry yourself. I will share more, His teachings, the stories that open up my heart. But this one was just so you could understand my transformation and the beauty of a life that I almost missed. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. And it is all because of Him. I will see you in the next one. Reclaim the man.